Hello and welcome to Training Manager. What follows is a description of some of the basic and common functions for all users of Training Manager. There's nothing you need to do, just sit back, turn up your speakers and enjoy the show. Items to be reviewed during the next 9 minutes include the web browsers we support, how to log in for the first time, if you forget your password, downloading software updates, how to print a timesheet, and finally, how to optimize your internet settings for Training Manager. Let's first begin with the web browsers we support. Training Manager is only to be used with Internet Explorer and Google Chrome. For Mac users, you may also use Safari. We do not at this time support Mozilla Firefox. Also, please note that in concert with the majority of web service providers, we do not support most old browsers, including Internet Explorer 6 or 7. If you're using an older version of Internet Explorer, please get the free update from Microsoft or request it from your IT department. It takes only minutes, and it's a far more secure way to exchange sensitive training information via the internet. Now on to our second topic, logging in for the first time. You should have received an email like this from the school that you deal with. If you did not receive it, please check your junk or spam folder. If you still don't see it there, please save the following address in your email address book or your list of safe senders. no-reply@mytrainingmanager.ca. Then simply ask your school to resend you the email so that you may create your password and log in. Now then, you may have noticed that this email is bilingual by default. Therefore, you may scroll up or down to view the message in an alternate language. Next, to complete the registration process, all you need to do is click on the link that says "Click here," following which you will be brought to this page where you will create your password. All you need to do is fill in these fields. When you're done, just click on Save. Upon doing so, the system will send you a second and final email with important information regarding usage of Training Manager. We strongly encourage you to take a minute to read that email carefully, as it contains important information designed to make your experience with Training Manager as enjoyable as possible. The third topic is a quick one: how to retrieve your password if you've forgotten it. Nothing to it. Simply return to that email we sent you and click on the link we provided you to access the site. Now that you're at your page, simply click on "Help, I've forgotten my password." This will bring you to a new page where you will only enter your email address and the answer to your security question. Upon doing so, the system will send you an email which will permit you to create a new password, so you simply go back to your inbox, open that email, click on the link, and follow the on-screen instructions to create your new password. Before we move on, a quick word about passwords. Please create easy-to-remember passwords. Make sure your caps lock is off when you do so. Make sure your number lock is on. And finally, look at what you're typing in the screen. Doing so will greatly reduce the number of times you forget your password. The fourth topic of this demonstration is downloading software updates. This process could take anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes depending on whether your computer is well maintained or not. Please note that if your computer is not well maintained, then you are likely already having many problems with it. Those problems are likely to become more apparent as you work with Training Manager. Now then, to make matters simple for you, via that second email we showed you earlier, we have provided links to easily update your computer software. Please click on whichever link is most appropriate for your environment, namely Windows XP or Windows 7. Then just follow the on-screen instructions from Microsoft. If you're using a Mac, then the process is similar to the one described here. Either way, we recommend you ensure that your computer is properly maintained at all times. Now on to our fifth topic, the printing of timesheets. It is highly recommended and in many cases contractually required that teachers print out their blank timesheets at the beginning of every training session or every month, fill them out by hand throughout the month, have their students sign the paper copies at the end of the month, and remit those paper copies to their managers immediately afterwards. This is in addition to filling out and submitting timesheets online via Training Manager. Submitting timesheets online is described in 2 other demos. Training Manager timesheets are online. They are not Word or Excel documents. They are web pages. Furthermore, they're not in portrait format, but rather in landscape format. Therefore, before you can print a timesheet, you must change your printer's default settings to be able to take all of this into account. To begin, I'm going to bring you back to that email we've shown you a few times already. Remember this? If you click on this link, you'll be brought to this page which contains instructions you need. As you can see, instructions have been provided for Windows 7, Vista, and XP users. Essentially, they're all very similar, but our demo will focus on the process for Windows 7 users. To begin, click on Start. Next, click on Devices and Printers. Next, right-click on your default printer. Next, click on Printing Preferences. Next, you have to change your printer's default orientation from portrait to landscape by clicking on the Landscape option. Please note that depending on your printer's interface, this option may be in a different location than what you see here. Next, we recommend changing your paper size from letter to legal. Doing so will make the timesheet larger, allowing you more space to write on it. This step is highly recommended, but not obligatory, especially if you don't have any legal-sized paper. Now click Apply, and finally click OK. And you're done. The changes you made here will only affect web pages that you want to print. It will not affect any Word or Excel documents that you want to print. This change of printer default settings is only required once. You do not have to do it every time you want to print a document. Your system will remember the settings for the next time. Finally, please note that there is also another way of printing your timesheets by first exporting them as PDFs. That process is explained in another demo, namely those for filling out timesheets. The sixth and last topic to be covered during this Getting Started demo is the process for changing your internet settings to accommodate Training Manager's various functions. Training Manager is a management system, which is directly linked to a training organization's invoicing and payroll. There are various alerts and safeguards in the system designed to ensure that users do not make the kinds of mistakes which could negatively influence stats and finances. However, you will have to change your default internet settings for these warnings and safeguards to appear automatically, as your default settings might normally prevent these types of alerts from appearing automatically. This step is only mandatory for school administrators. It is recommended, but not obligatory, for all other types of users, including teachers, clients, and students. Here then are the steps to changing your internet settings. Open your Internet Explorer web browser and click on Tools. If using Google Chrome or Safari, the process is similar. Next, click on Internet Options. Next, click on the Security tab. Next, make sure that the Internet icon is highlighted, and click on Custom Level. Scroll down a little less than halfway to the Download section and select the Enable button beneath the heading File Download. Scroll down approximately 90% of the way until you see the next subheading entitled Allow Websites to Prompt for Information Using Scripted Windows, and again, select the Enable button. Now click OK. Finally, click Yes. This marks the end of our Getting Started demo. At this time, we recommend that you take another few moments to watch the second video in our series devoted to explaining how to filter, sort, mine, and search for training data using Training Manager. If you're a customer, then we also recommend that you watch the video entitled Printing an Invoice. If you're a school manager, then we recommend you watch the video entitled Managing Training is Easy. And finally, if you're a teacher, then it is imperative and obligatory that you watch the videos explaining the process for filling out fixed and flexible scheduled timesheets. In most cases, timesheets are the basis for invoicing and payroll. Therefore, the videos explaining how to fill them out are extremely important. Thank you for watching. We hope the information presented here was clear enough to enable you to get started with Training Manager. If further information is required, please speak with your manager or contact us directly. On behalf of your school and Training Manager, we welcome you to our team and look forward to working with you.